Hi everyone, my name's Nick. I'm a health improvement advisor for Live Life Better Derbyshire. I'm here to support you with some lower back pain exercises to really alleviate the issue, but also to support the event. The session will take about half an hour. You will need, please, a mat or a long towel just to soften the impact on the floor, but also if you've got a cushion for comfort as well, just to pop the head up and again, just to make sure everything feels nice and aligned. Okay, brilliant. So we'll start off with plenty of space with a little bit of gentle movement on the spot. So slowly just lifting your heels up alternately. Left arm and right arm are just moving opposite to the knee movement. So nice little bit of lifting to the front. The thumbs are leading the way towards the ceiling. Just make sure that whilst you're moving, you feel you've got a really nice, strong, aligned posture. Brilliant, everybody. Okay, so gentle, controlled movements, please. Start to increase that movement. Just pull the arm behind the hips. Lovely. Okay, you can see I'm going really slow to make sure you've got a really good quality movement to start with. Brilliant. Okay. Increase that lift behind. Keep the palms facing in towards each other. Just notice now I'm starting to put up the shoulder as I'm bringing the arm backwards. This is a fantastic exercise for mobilizing the upper spine, so the thoracic part of your spine. And as I'm turning the head towards the shoulder, I'm also mobilizing and warming the neck, so the cervical part of the spine. You may feel, keep moving everybody, you may feel that the stomach is getting a nice little bit of a stretch as well. Brilliant. When you're ready, open your palms away from the body. So you turn the palms away as you lift that knee. Excellent. Now you feel like you're opening up that chest, stretching out the chest muscles. Again, all with good control, good quality movements. Slow. Lovely. Okay, let's do one more each side. Just looking across at that shoulder. Brilliant. Okay, now back to the center. Looking forwards. Just going to keep those feet moving gently, so that alternately lifting those heels up, which at the same time is keeping the legs nice and warm, of course, and mobilizing the ankles. Okay, excellent work, everybody. Okay, arms at the side of the hips. Pull the shoulders up and pull back. I'll keep changing position so you can see the angles through the body and how the muscles are changing position. So the pull backwards. Again, gentle step, looking forwards, stretching out the shoulders from the pectorals, so really the chest into the shoulders, and again, nice and slow. Brilliant. Okay, take your time. Any tension in the upper chest, just stretching that out. Okay, one more. Great work. Okay, we're going to change that direction, so we're now going to roll the shoulders forwards. Again, continue that gentle step. Good stuff, okay? So just feel like you're rounding the shoulders and just stretching the top of that back a little. Good. Stomach nice and tight. Just pulling in those abdominals a little bit so you sort of feel like you've got a bit of a notching on that belt, which will help you maintain a really nice alignment and a strong core. Good. Try and be conscious of that throughout the session if you can. Last one or two. Brilliant, everybody. Okay. Feet about sort of hip width apart. We're going to go for a nice little bit of circling with the fingertips. Reach for the stars. Come back down. Good. Palms facing upwards. an excellent stretch, a dynamic stretch, moving stretch for the shoulders, but also helping us to take out some of that tension in the chest and back again. So really, really nice this one. Take your time. If it feels a bit awkward, just go a little bit lower. Okay, bring the arms down a little bit. Really good. Okay, just let the arms hang inside the hips and rest those shoulders. Brilliant. Okay, change direction. Forwards. Push behind. Stomach nice and tight. A little bit of engagement there. That belt's still tight. Brilliant. Keep that going. Keep that going. Lovely. A couple. Wish you've got plenty of space for this one. Okay. Good. Excellent work. Okay. I'm going to keep those feet still for a few moments. Again, about hip distance apart. I want you to cross your arms, please, in front of your shoulders. I want you to try and keep your hips facing forwards throughout this movement. Okay. So arms crossed, and bring the elbows to the wall behind. Follow the elbow as you go backwards. Look at the hips, still facing forwards. And nice, again, spinal rotation. Feel that stretch across the abdominals. Brilliant. Really good control. Take your time. 2 more each side. And the range of movement is really up to yourself. If you can't go as far as you'd like, of course, we can build that up. We can build up that mobility. Practice makes perfect. Okay. Last one. Excellent. Okay. Just a little bit of gentle stepping again, please. Lovely. Keep the legs nice and warm. Good. Okay. Again, feet still. Arms at the side. Palms facing towards the hip. Side flexion. Again, with this one, a bit like a lot of the movements, start off with a shallow, small movement and build up. So as you get more confident, try and go a little bit deeper with the side bend. Just make sure that you're not going forwards or backwards. And the way to think about it is you've got a plate of glass at the front, a plate of glass at the back, and you can only go sideways. A really nice stretch from the hip up towards the lower ribs. And that's the side stabilizers that are getting stretched out. Again, supporting the back. Keep it going, everybody. A little deeper if you can. Making sure you're directly going sideways, the shoulder falls down. Brilliant. One more each side. Excellent. Okay. Let's get those feet moving just a little. Okay. Just about keeping the body nice and warm in between movements. Very good. Okay. So, again, feet still. Hands on the hips. A little bit of rotation. So, big circles with the hip. Try and keep the head quite central to the movement. It's almost like the hips are satelliting around the head. Good. You may feel a little bit of tightness, but of course we're just trying to ease out some of those niggles with some good control movement. Take your time. Okay. Good. And when you're ready, change direction. Don't see anybody stirring. So if you're doing it, the head stays right in the middle. Okay, good. Lovely. Last one. Excellent. Okay. The next movement, very, very, very important. The functional exercise that we really need to get good at. Okay. Especially for lower backs. Start off with a bit of a hip hinge. My feet are about sort of hip width apart. Shooting from the side first. By all means, cross the arms across your chest. So hip hinge, bend from the hips forwards, with a slight bend on the knee. Stick your bottom the wall behind. So just feel like you're pushing your bottom to the wall behind. Get to the first part of the squat. Brilliant. If that feels okay, push back a little further and bend the knees. Brilliant. Now, really try and look forward. Don't put your toes. Trying to fire up those glutes, so those bottom muscles. If we strengthen up the glutes, we alleviate the back problems. Excellent. Okay. Your depth. If you can go a little deeper, brilliant. If you start to feel your back, just be careful that you're just using those legs a little bit more. So you should really feel the quadriceps muscles here, and of course, your glutes. 2 or 3. So yeah, one of the best exercises to really support that back. Very functional. We use this every single day, don't we? Okay, last one. And back to straight, standing. Good alignment. Okay, nice and gentle with the step. The last one, a bit of ankle flexion. So by all means, hold on to something for this one. For the squats, by all means, you could have got a chair in front or next to the wall. See how you feel with that. Same for this. So heel to toe touch. Pick a spot on the floor. And get that nice little bit of movement to the ankle joint. Okay, get some heat. Great stuff. Okay. About 8 to 10 movements is good. And change it over. Okay. Brilliant. Okay, we're now ready to transition to the floor. Really concentrate on those supporting core muscles. If you do need a chair, please put a chair next to the mat, just to help with the support you to get down to the mat. If you feel okay, knee down first. And of course, knee together. Make sure the cushion's to hand when you get to the mat. We'll need that shortly. So now on all 4 positions, so 4 points of contact. Brilliant. Okay, so try and make sure you've got a nice vertical upper leg to your knee from the hip. And your vertical from your shoulder straight through your elbow to your wrist. Okay, brilliant. Nice simple back stretch to start with, so lumbar region to the thoracic, so lower to middle, essentially. Okay, good. So, slowly lower stomach toward the floor. Feel as if you're pushing the bottom towards the back wall. Hold that position. Head's facing forwards. Just feel like you just a slight difference in the angle on the pelvis, just pushing the bottom backwards towards the wall. Back to neutral, so try and get a really flat back, essentially. So you're almost trying to balance a tray of drinks on the top. Okay. And then when you're ready, we're going to tuck under. So what I mean by that is we're sort of squeezing the glutes and the tailbone, so we're trying to arch underneath a little, and we're raising those vertebrae from the middle of the back up towards the ceiling. So pull that belly button in. Feel as though you're just pulling those abdominals in a little bit, stomach muscles, and hold. Looking towards the floor now. Make sure you feel you can breathe okay in this position. Back to neutral, so a nice flat back. Hold for a few moments. And then arch downwards. Looking forwards. And again, push that bottom to the back wall. Hold for a few moments. Brilliant. Back to neutral. This is called a camel cat. It's fantastic for lower back stretch, and of course the vertebrae is going through some nice movement too. Back up to the ceiling. And back to neutral. One more. So dipping down towards the floor. Stomach. Looking forwards. Bottom pushes the back wall. Back to neutral. Brilliant. Last arch towards the ceiling. Stomach muscles pulled in. Whilst from this position, let's slowly lower onto our heels now. Go as far down as you feel you can. We're just trying to rest those wrists a little bit. We've had a bit of loading through the wrist with that position. So we're going to leave the arms straight, slowly lower to sit back on the heels as far back as you feel you can. This is again a really nice back stretch. Let's hold this. You'll also feel a nice stretch on the side back here, okay, on the lats. So double positive for this one for a stretch for your back. So lower and side at the same time. Call it the shell stretch. Okay, 10, 12 seconds. Slowly back up. Brilliant. So the next exercise is one of the top 3 for lower back care. It's a brilliant strengthening exercise. What I want you to do, you're going to reset, make sure you're nice and still in the all-4 position. You're going to extend the right leg, toes away, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the bottom muscle on that right hand side, tuck the toes underneath the heel. That may be enough for you. Hold and squeeze. If you want to develop, we're going to lift that leg and hold, back down. As you come back down towards the floor, bring the knee towards the elbow. It's a nice release for those muscles. Extend that leg, toe underneath the heel, and lift. Squeeze for a second. Come back in. I'll limit you go towards 8 to 10 repetitions of this one. You can always stop the video. If you want another look at the previous sort of version of the exercise. Brilliant. If you want to develop it, sort of third phase to this one, you can bring in a full extension, okay? Back in. This is the full bird dog. Now your leg doesn't want to come too much higher than the hip itself. And keep going for those 8 to 10 repetitions. And we've got those 3 choices: the leg extension touching the floor, the leg raise, or the leg raise with the opposite arm extension. Okay. When you're ready, so finish those repetitions, you change sides. Okay, so of course, leg extension. Tuck those toes underneath the heel, lift, hold for a second, back down. Don't forget, bring the knee in towards the elbow. Okay. Lift, back in. If you want to develop it, you can do the arm extension and hold. So of course more advanced. You can always work up to this. The more times you do the video, of course you may try the next step up. Brilliant, everybody. Okay, 8 to 10. Match your repetitions left to right. Fantastic, this one for strengthening the glutes. So again, the bottom, the lower back as well, and a bit on the hamstrings, upper leg at the back. Just some releasing, stretching out, extending, hold. Brilliant. Okay, start finish those off. Number 8 to 10 ideally. And then back to all 4 positions, so full contact with the floor. Excellent, everybody. We go a little bit further back on the mat. And we slowly lower stomach to the floor. So stomach to chest to shoulders. Brilliant. Okay. Put my forearm into my chest. I'm going to push up. Now push those hips into the mat. Squeeze those glutes, so squeeze those bottom muscles. It's called a glute brace. Hold that position. So of course we're engaging the bottom muscles, but we're also stretching. We call the hip flexors, right up into the groin from the upper leg, but also the lower stomach as well. So we're releasing that back a little bit. Stretch out the front, takes off the pressure from the back. A few more moments. And slowly back down. Excellent. I always like to do 2 repetitions of this one because you get a bit of a developmental stretch as well. The second push, try and go a little bit higher if you can. So a little bit higher. Hold. Squeeze the glutes, hips into the mat. If this is too easy and you want to develop, arms can be pushed in. Go a little bit higher. I wouldn't lock the arms out. You can use the arms to go a little bit higher. Again, make sure that your hips are in contact with the floor. Only for sort of 10, 12 seconds. And slow down. Of course, the farmers make it a lot more stable, but if you want to sort of go a bit higher, the arms pushed in, you can give that opportunity. Bring it, everybody. Okay. I'm going to put my arms to the side of my hips. Palms are facing upwards. Now I'm working on the lower back itself, so the erector spinae. The back stabilizes. Okay. Lift those shoulders off the floor. Slowly squeezing the shoulders backwards. You don't have to go too high with these. You can really feel that those lower back muscles are helping support that movement. Good. Now the best way to breathe is in on the lift and out on the lowering. Take your time. Squeeze those shoulders backwards as you lift. Excellent. Keep going. So if you want to strengthen that back, this is one of the best exercises for that. Great stuff. If you want to make it more of a challenge, this is the sort of phase 2. Okay. Get the arms at the front, so increase the weight to lift. Same movement. Slowly peel your chest off the floor. And again, it's all about control. Eight to 10 repetitions. You can always improve that as you get stronger, maybe 12 to 15 at most. Okay. Brilliant. When you finish yours, back to that resting position. We will need the cushions next. I'm going to change to a side lying position, okay? Turn onto our sides. Extend the arm. Cushion goes in between the arm and the head. It's a lot more comfortable than just lying on your arm, believe me. Very beneficial to get a cushion. Okay. First thing to check is that you've got a nice bit of support with your upper arm just pressing into the floor. And to make sure that the alignment's really good from your shoulders to your hips, through your knee to your ankle. A really simple exercise, but fantastic for strengthening the side glutes. It's called the medius. Basically at the side of the hip here. Okay. Push into the floor. Lengthen that neck. Make sure your legs are nice and straight. You're going to lift up. Flex the toes back towards the body and lower. Brilliant. Okay. Don't have to get a great deal of height with this one. Flex the toes back to the body and lower. Okay, simple side leg raise. 8 to 10 movements. And the speed of the movement gives you the difficulty really. If you go slow, it makes it a little bit more challenging. That's what we want. Okay. Keep going. Brilliant. So not only are we strengthening those side glute muscles here, get a nice bit of ankle flexion too. Great stuff, everybody. Okay. Now the lowering phase is the most important. We really want to slow down to sort of 3, maybe 4 seconds. Last 2 or 3. Good. Okay. Now when you finish your reps, just bring that knee in front of the hips. I'm going to release those muscles and stretch out a little bit after those movements. Just bring the knee in front, open up the chest, so palm on the side of the hips. And you can just hold for a few moments, breath back in. So nice stretching itself, this one. Okay. And then when you're ready, we push ourselves up, elbows into the mat, put the cushion out of the way for now. Lovely. Okay, so knees are stacked. We're going to work up from the medius here, it's the side glute, to work more the side stabilizing stomach muscles here. Okay, deep muscles. Again, we've got the upper arm as that support. Okay, make sure you're nice and straight. We're going to lift the hips off the floor. You can still hold if you need to. Just see that my hips are off the floor, and I'm holding that body weight up with these side muscles here. Okay. By all means, hand on the hip or still continue to stabilize. We aren't going to move. We're going to keep this in the same position for about 10 seconds. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brilliant. Okay. If you want to try the sort of next phase of that one, it's the same principle. We extend the upper leg. We may go a little bit higher with this one. And we extend the arm from the shoulder. Okay. Again, same 10 seconds. So you've got the 2 options to go to. Brilliant. Okay. So side bridge or side plank. Again, we've worked up from the medius to the side stabilized. So brilliant, those two as a combination. Let's change sides, please. We'll need that cushion for the first exercise. So first of all, lengthen that arm, cushion over the top. Nice and comfortable. Okay. Lengthen those legs. Upper arm to stabilize. Looking forwards. Remember that simple side leg raise. Toes away, flex the ankle, and lower slowly. Good. Again, match the repetitions left to right. Take time. Brilliant. Okay. Keep breathing comfortably as feels natural through the movements. Excellent work. Okay, last 2 or 3. When you can, just slow it down to make it a little bit more challenging. And when you finish yours, remember, we're going to go that nice bit of release by lifting that knee in front of the hips. Palm on the hip itself, open up the chest, and hold. Excellent work. Okay, change position. Push ourselves up, take your time. So, remember that medius, side hip, now to the side stabilizers. Push your cushion out of the way. And make sure you feel okay with this, because the shoulder does get a bit of loading with this. Make sure you feel okay. Knees stacked nicely. Support if you need it. Lift the hips off the floor. Of course, you can put the arm onto the hip and hold 10 seconds plus. You can develop that the length of time as you get stronger. When you develop it, of course, second phase, arm extension, upper leg extended. Hold that position. Brilliant. So an isometric hold, strengthening those side muscles, supporting the back. Okay. Again, one of the top 3 exercises for back care support, okay, to strengthen those stabilizing muscles. Let's change position. The knees are cushion. So slowly onto our back. Now, we need to consider your sort of head position. Some people may not need a cushion. If you've got quite a long neck like me, when you look upwards, you actually look a little bit behind. When your head's on the floor, you need to look just in front of vertical. So for me, I need to just pop up and lift a little. Okay, so now I'm just in front of that vertical, looking in front on the ceiling. Okay. So it's as much for comfort, but also to make sure you've got that nice alignment in the spine. Brilliant. Okay. Bring those heels back towards body. A little bit of imprinting, so pushing those lower vertebrae into the mat. You see the difference in the pelvis, just pulling upwards, the stomach muscles are pulling in as you imprint towards the mat, engaging those deep core muscles. You can also just see that little bit of difference in the angle, like I say, there's a bit of a pelvic tilt going on there. She's just loosening the hips a little. Brilliant. Excellent work, everybody. Okay. I'm going back to a nice comfortable position. The palms are going to be the palms are at the side of the hips. The arms are lengthened. I'm going to work some abdominals now, so really strengthen up these front deep muscles, of course. What I want you to do is to lengthen the arms, pull the belly button in. A little bit of a chin nod, looking upwards. Don't need to go too high with this. The idea really is to make sure the back's fully supported. So we are, of course, lifting the shoulders, chin nod, lengthen the arms. Pull that belly button back in towards the spine. Engage those deep core muscles. Breathe out on the way up, in on the return. So lengthen those arms, chin nod, pull those belly button in. 8 to 10 repetitions. You can, of course, to develop this, go a little further. You can, of course, just the arms to the floor. Hold for a second. Make sure you feel okay. All the way through, the back is fully supported. It's an adapted sit-up, okay? If you feel that's too easy for you, you may want to put the weight behind, like the back extension we did earlier. You're putting the weight behind the movement, and again, same principle. Chin nod, lift the shoulders off the floor, pull that belly button in. So of course, to develop these movements, we can add the weight, we can increase the repetitions each time we do it. We can also slow the movement down to make it more challenging. Brilliant. Okay, last one or two. Again, we've done the top two, this is the part of the top three. This exercise, the abdominals, the adapted sit-up, the side bridge that we did earlier, and the leg extensions, the kick back behind the body. Those are the top three for back care. Put those in any session that we do. We've done the bread and butter of supporting that problem. Okay, preventative as well. Brilliant, buddy. Let's finish off with a couple of stretches. Bring those heels back a little bit. Put the arms out straight from the shoulders, palms upwards. Stick those heels together. Stick those knees together. Slowly lower the knees to one side. Look over the opposite shoulder. If you just look at my feet are coming off the floor. Okay, you should be able to see the bottom of my feet as I lower that knee to the floor. As you get into the movement, go a little deeper if you can, but with good control. Take time. Slowly, good quality movement. Brilliant, buddy. Okay, a little deeper maybe. Keep going. Don't go too fast with this cat talk. Good. A little deeper. If you feel you can, hold. Just for a few moments. Remember to look over the opposite shoulder. Great stretch for the side hip into the glutes. And when you're ready, change sides. It's called a hip roll. And hold. Excellent work. Back into the middle. Bring those palms down the side of the hips. I'm going to extend my right leg. Nearly finished, everybody. Bring that toe back towards the body, so flatten the back of the knee to the floor. And bring my right knee in towards the stomach. And hold. Really simple, but very effective stretch. Both stretching the hip flexors. So front top of the leg into the stomach a little. But also the hip extensors, so your glutes, a little bit on your hamstrings, but into your back as well. Okay, so it's a double stretch front and back. And when you're ready again, hold him for 10, 12, maybe 15 seconds at a push. Same size. Slowly lengthening that left leg now. Toes pulled in towards the body if you can. Flatten the back of the knee. And that straight leg, and of course pull the right knee right in towards the stomach. Of course, you've got your range of movement that'll feel okay for you. Hold that position. Okay, everybody, knees back together. This time put both knees in, it's the last stretch of the session. Try pulling a little further so almost it feels like your hips coming off the floor a touch. You're really flattening your back into the floor. Simple double leg knee hug, a little bit of sideways movement. It just feels like you're massaging your back a little. It's a really nice one. It's really simple. You can do this before you even get out of bed. And stretch out your back before you get up. Brilliant. And of course, stretching those glutes, stretching the back. We're also giving a bit of mobility, a bit of movement into your hips. Okay. When you're ready, feet back down. So when you're finished, we'll transition to, you get back into the sitting position and obviously push yourselves to standing. And roll onto our sides. Climb into the floor, push ourselves up. Support ourselves into sitting position, of course, one leg underneath, push up, back to standing. So brilliant, everybody. Great session. Practice makes perfect. Once or twice a week. Fantastic.